Hey y'all, it's Laura, and I've got a really fun little project for you today. I am using up this sticker sheet that came with my scrapbookingstore.com kit, and I'm on their DT, so I didn't pay for this, I didn't break my freeze. This did come to me free to play with and show you guys how versatile this very inexpensive kit is. And I had a lot of papers left over, but I had made a really good work through the sticker sheet. But there was a handful of stickers that I knew I just wouldn't put on a layout, or probably wouldn't, and I wanted to get them used up. Also, I happened to receive about 4 extra cards for Christmas this year that I hadn't planned to get, and so I hadn't sent out Christmas cards to those people, and I felt like, oh no. They sent me a card and I didn't send them a card. So I was quickly making 4 cards to send out. This was made at the end of December to quickly get it out before the new year. And I thought I'd share it with you guys how I A, quickly make a card, and B, how to use up some of those tricky stickers that maybe don't appeal to you for your scrapbooking, but they're still really cute and you can still use them. Now, my trimmer is acting up. It is acting a fool. Oh my goodness. I have had to trim so many papers lately. It is not cutting things straight. I think I probably need a new blade, but don't have time for that. I'm on a spending freeze. Scissors to the rescue. So I'm just going to layer 2 of the pattern papers together, and then I'm just going to start adding stickers. This was such an easy process. I think each card took me maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then they were done. So I'm playing with the stickers. As you can see, they're very cartoonish, and you know that's not really my style. It's not really my jam, but I'm making it work on these cards, and they came out so super cute. And you know what the thing is? I find that cartoonish stickers and ephemera tend to draw your attention away from photos. So I hesitate to use them on my layouts for that reason. It's not that I don't like them, I think they're super cute. But they do tend to draw attention away from your photos. And in my layouts, I prefer to have the attention on my photos and not pulled away by another focal point. But on a card, the cute little characters can be the focal point, and your sentiment is just, added on. So I'm more than happy to use them on cards. I often do that actually, or on projects that don't have photos. That is my go-to for using up these pieces. So on this card, I've just added 2 stickers, this cute little boy with a sled, and a penguin sitting on top of the sled. And then I'm going to create a little shelf up here for my sentiment with a remnant of a border strip sticker, a little piece of paper cut into a banner shape, and then this sticker, which is already half cut into a banner shape, I'm going to finish off that banner shape on both sides and then pop it up there, simple sentiment. And then what makes it special? Stickles! Sparkly white stickles, all mixed in with those lovely snowflakes in the pattern of the background, and that little bit of shimmer, that little bit of sparkle really takes a card from basic to a little bit more special. And you don't have to use stickles. I use my sparkly Nuvo drops as well. These just happen to be on my desk from a previous project, and I go, all right, let's use them. So that's this card done, and it came out so super cute. I'm not sure if you can see how sparkly those stickles are, but they're really sparkly, and I love them. So on to the second card. Like I said, these are going to be super quick, easy peasy cards, guys. I want to use up that 12 by 12 sticker sheet as much as possible and use up some of these papers too, because guess what? They're not going in my December daily. I've already got that kit picked out, and I don't scrapbook a lot of Christmas photos because I do December daily. So I want to make sure these get used up. They're also very snow themed, and we don't get a lot of snow here, so it's better that I just go ahead and use them rather than they live in my stash, as beautiful as they are. I don't really want to add them to my stash. I am stash busting this year. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But that also means I'm trying not to add a lot of things to my stash. Not only am I trying to use up what I already have, I'm also trying not to add to it. So I am going to be sharing throughout the year this year ways to use up your stash, use up those tricky products that have been sitting on your shelves for months or years, maybe, and getting that stuff used up. Now on this one, I felt like the title was getting a bit lost. My sentiment was getting lost. So I wanted to go ahead ahead and add a little doily that kind of brought the attention to the center, because that is a fairly busy background. I feel like let's bring the attention back to the center and focused in on the title and this adorable little coffee mug that I'm going to add to it. Or is it hot chocolate? It might be hot chocolate. I don't drink coffee. So whenever there's a coffee related theme going on with a collection, I don't ever use it. So might as well use it on a card now, right? For somebody else. Also, you will notice these are very simple cards. There's a reason for that. That is the way I enjoy making cards. I don't like card making that takes me hours. I want it to be a super quick and easy process because I want a little break from layouts. Layouts for me are my longer projects. They take about an hour to 2 hours for me to do. That's about all that the attention span I have, guys. That is the limit of my attention span. That's all there is to it. And so making cards, that's a quick one for me. It's an excellent one, excellent project for if my ADHD is kicking in high gear. It's a great one because I can knock out a card in 10 to 15 minutes and call it done, move on, do another one, and make it completely different. Now I've added on this little border strip here, and I cut that off of one of the cut apart sheets, and I'm going to come back to those cut apart sheets because I didn't realize I had them until after I did this card, and I went, oh, cut apart sheets, hello, easy peasy cards right there. The 4x6 cut apart sheets are perfect for making cards. They make it so fast and easy. So don't look past those. If you don't do Project Life or you don't use those 4x6 cut aparts, this is a great way to use them up. Use them on cards. Just mat them with a couple layers of pattern paper and maybe black cardstock or some other color of cardstock, and you have a beautiful card with very little work. So this border strip adds just a little pop to the card, draws your attention to the center, again, just like that doily, drawing the attention straight to the center and adding those stickles into the snowflakes all around the background. And guess what? This card is done too. That's right, we're only 7 minutes in the video and 2 cards done. We only have 2 cards left. That's right, this is so fast, guys. Don't overcomplicate this for yourselves. If you're not a card maker who does a lot of mixed media things, or you just want to make a dent in some scraps, this is a great way to do it. As you can see, these are papers I've already cut into. They are not full pieces of paper. A lot of them are just little chunks, little pieces. Here's one of those 4x6 cut aparts that I was talking about, and I picked it up and went, you know what? This is perfect. I'll just put a couple of mats behind it and this is done. Easy peasy. Add some stickers and stickles and it'll be done. So with this one, I did try to overcomplicate it. I mean, if you're me, you're going to do that. I do love to embellish things and I do love to do layering. And so sometimes it is a little bit tricky to keep it simple. And so I completely understand that. But really, when you're working in a small format, especially on a card, especially in a traveler's notebook or a 6x8 layout, when you're working in a small format, simple is best. Keep it simple and you will like it better, I promise. Now in the larger formats, you have a little bit more freedom. You have a little bit of space to explore, and then you can still leave some open for the eye to rest if you must. Some of my layouts don't have any space for resting. And that's okay too. It's okay to have a busy layout here and there. I just like to mix mine up. Now I did decide that this 4x6 cut apart, which has a wood grain background, needed a more defined border because I'm attaching it to a busy background. So 2 busy backgrounds, I just put a border in between to kind of calm them down, rein in the busy backgrounds, and create some separation between them. I did consider using this little thermometer, and actually in retrospect, watching the video, I kind of wish I'd left it there. But I do end up pulling it back off. I tried to trim it down because I didn't like that it was overlapping that red snowflake, so I tried to trim it down, and it just looked like it didn't need to be there. I felt like it was making the card weigh a little bit too heavily one direction or the other, and so I ended up just popping it back onto the sticker sheet and not using it. But it is a cute idea. I kind of wish I'd left it, just because then I would get it used. I've added one little sticker there, and then I'm going to come in with my stickles in the center of those giant snowflakes. And I also want to add some ribbon. I forgot I did this. I took the larger piece of ribbon that came with the add-on to the kit, and I cut it in half, and then I tried that, and I felt like, nope, that's still too thick. I just want a very thin border at the top and bottom for a little bit of texture, a little bit of interest, and I felt like that was still a little bit too much. And so I end up cutting that half into quarters, and then just using a quarter strip at the top and at the bottom of this card. I think it's a nice sparkly addition, and like I said, it adds just a little bit of texture to what is otherwise a very flat, very basic card. And just trying to jazz it up a little bit, you know, just kind of make it work out. I did adhere that down with some very thin 1/4-inch tape, so that was easy peasy to get into place. Adding those stickles now, this is, I think they're called Icicle, I think is the color of these stickles, pretty sure. It's just a white glitter. Okay, just white glitter. I'm adding white glitter to my cards. Let's just let the name go. If you have any form of this, it will work just as well. Now, these snowflakes are huge, so I'm using slightly more than I did on the other 2 cards, but I love it. It's a little bling, a little jazz up, you know, makes it look fancy. So that one is done. I really hope y'all can see how glittery and sparkly that it makes these cards look, and how much more interesting that is than just a regular card that you might buy in the store. So now for the very last card, I decided we were going to go fussy cutting. And that is because I tend to overcomplicate things. There was a very cool 4x6 card in the collection that had these adorable little houses on it. Now, I could have just used the 4x6 card as it was with the little houses on it, but no, that's too easy, guys. That's just way too easy. I have to fussy cut those tiny little houses out. I am going back to this color combination. I did one card like this earlier with the navy and the teal, and I'm not sure why, but I absolutely love these 2 colors together. The navy and the teal just play off of each other so beautifully, and it really, really appeals to me. That's not a color combo that I normally use, but I do really like the way that it looks. Maybe because they're both in the blue family, they just complement each other well. I'm not really sure. But I am going to bring in this super cute snowman. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that I was making a dent, especially in the cartoonish looking stickers. Now in this case, I do end up pulling that tree back off because I felt like it was too much. In retrospect, I probably should have put the tree behind the snowman or made that work. And I do end up using them on a different card that I don't end up showing on camera, but it was similar to this. I tucked the tree behind the snowman and it was just a simple card. But I really wanted to play with those little houses and make a little scene on this one. And I thought that this background paper that I have already on the card was very reminiscent of a bit of a blizzard. You know, the snow's flying everywhere. And I thought, how cute would it look to be if I just made a little scene with these houses? So I fussy cut them all out. And no, I did not make you watch me cut them all out. Just used my little bitty fussy cutting scissors from Tim Holtz that I love. I like them just because they have that nice handle. Most fussy cutting scissors have a very hard plastic handle, and they're so tiny that it's hard to get your hands in there really well and get comfortable with them. And because I do a lot of fussy cutting, I wanted to make sure I had some really comfortable ones. Now, when I put these little houses on the background, I realized that I probably should have cut out some of the border around them because they just weren't standing out against that teal blue. So, decided instead to go ahead and grab this little bit of an off-white color and create a little band across the center there and add the houses on top of the band. It actually works out really nicely, and I really like it even better than what I had planned. And the reason the houses didn't really pop, shock of all shocks, some of them are the same color as the background. I also grabbed this little bit of scrap wood grain paper that I'd cut off of a layout that I'd made earlier. And I'm going to add this little sentiment in a banner shape here at the bottom. This is one of the stickers as well. And I'm really excited at how many of these stickers from this giant sticker sheet I ended up using and how much I got done. I was able to knock out these cards super quick and pop them in the mail by the end of December so they would be received before New Year's. That's always the goal anyway. But because it was after Christmas, I didn't want to make them too Christmassy in theme. I just sort of went with a winter theme so that they could kind of be Christmas to New Year's related cards. Now, I'm curious, how many of you make your own Christmas cards? Now, I do some years and some years I don't. It really depends on how busy we are, how early it occurs to me to actually try to make my own cards. And this year it didn't happen. I wasn't even sure I was going to send out Christmas cards this year. Adding just a little bit of stickles onto the background, those little snowflakes, filling them in, and this card is done. This one actually turned out to be my favorite, even though it is so super simple. Now here's all that's left from my little scrap bin here of this kit, and I am super excited to use all of these stickers. Look at this. There's just a few left that I think I can cut out and sneak into my December daily, and these are all 4 of the cards that I made. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below which card you liked best. Thanks so much for joining me, and until next time, bye!